Hello. We just recorded the longest podcast in the world as a filler episode with two topics. And the first topic is the one that you're going to see now, which is going to segue from this explanation at the intro of we answered 30 video game questions. And I think it was a very interesting discussion. And it was also really
sure
long.
was.
So that's the episode of the podcast that you're going to watch now, episode 408 of the podcast. However, between the intro and doing that, me and Vitz also talked about a bunch of Steam Next Fest games. So I'm going to chop that out and release it next week, next Monday or Tuesday, as its own little mini bonus episode. 408.5, let's call it. It's been a while since we've done a 0.5. You remember when Microsoft announced they were buying Activision, Moody, and we had to do an emergency podcast with Joe?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the crack. Please enjoy the rest of this podcast. Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals to episode 408 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games, recorded early this week. I'm your host, Amy Kate Alexander, and I'm joined this week by Mr. I definitely didn't forget to do the homework, Davin Moody. Hiya.
Hello, howdly doodly do. It's not that I forgot, I know the list, it just didn't fill it all out. That's all. So bite me. It's not Friday yet, but it's Friday when you get this episode, so you know what that means. It's a holy day of video games. Go and check them out, play them, do all the things.
Be careful saying things like bite me in this week specifically. I'll be within physical.
You just crashed on my end.
I'll be within physical range. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. She's in biting
but I
range.
have to come and pick you up, so.
I mean, I got GPS on my phone. I can find you. I've been there before.
But we might have moved by then.
Okay.
I like the idea of Moody just having like the locator thing from the Alien movie and just seeing your ping come closer and closer and closer.
Like Principal
like
Skinner.
on aliens.
Yeah.
10 meters. 6. It's in the room. It's reading right, man.
And then I just come crashing through the ceiling.
Through the raw
Of course,
ceiling.
yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
When I lived away for many, many years, I used to do that to my friends. Like, I just wouldn't tell them I was back when I was visiting, and then I just show up at their houses. And they'd be
Nice.
like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're in Manchester, and I'm
live
like,
here.
I'm not. Clearly. Hello. I did it with my
I'm
parents.
an illusion.
I did it with my parents once. I was visiting other family up here, and then I thought, oh, I'll stay here. They were away, and I was like, oh, I'll stay at the house. So I stayed at the house, and then I got off, and then I was like, oh, they came back in while I was sat in the living room, so I hit mute on the TV, and I could hear them coming in, and I think they were I can't remember what they were talking about, and I just confidently swung the door open, and just went, so what we have for dinner then?
I would have waited for them to
What are
say.
you doing back? I thought we were free of you.
Yeah,
Now, unlike
I'd have
you,
waited for
other people are happy to see me.
I would have waited for them to say, "Wait, did you leave the TV on?" No, I thought you turned it off.
Sorry, just to clarify that joke, that wasn't people aren't happy to see you, really. That's that you're not happy to see me. That was the joke. I needed to clarify there.
Mm-hmm.
We're also joined by Vitz Patel.
What's good, gamers? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, not good. Not a good day. Like, we're recording this. Wow, that's bright. It resets its brightness every time as well. That's good. I'm learning interesting things about my new Chromebook. Yeah, no. So it's only been a few days. So since we recorded the last episode, we're recording this one early because I'm going to be up with Moody. when we would normally record this. And you would think, oh, I bet Amy doesn't have any stories. It's only been a couple of days. Wrong.
What could go wrong?
Wrong, friends. What could go wrong? Well, we booked someone to come out and redo the bathroom. And they came today. And their visit remarkably quickly went from, yeah, we'll definitely have this finished in a day. All right, cool, fine. Because, like, I can live with that. Day. In, out, perfect. To, well, we might need to come back tomorrow just to like finish a few bits off. All right. I mean, it doesn't sound that bad. It's just a few bits. To, okay, so the bathtub is in, but there's no side panel on it, so everything's exposed. Also, you don't have a sink, and you can't turn the water on. See you later. So I'm a bit miffed.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I don't have a bath, a shower, a sink, part of a floor. Every piece of everything they've ripped out of the bathroom is currently out my front of my house. I've tripped over it twice.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
Do you forget that it's there?
well, it's right behind a wall. I don't even see, you see my house. Like, you know how like there's a wall and then bins? So when I was coming back, I just walked around the corner and there was a piece of wood sticking out. Tripped over it. And then the second time I was walking around it and I didn't give it enough leeway around. Because you focus on the main body, which is the bathtub, but it's full of wood and some of those woods are sticking out beyond the borders of the bathtub. And so you in your head, when you're walking around it, you're like, I'll walk around the bathtub, not I'll walk around the whole thing. And then you bang your knee and it hurts. So yeah, that was my day.
I mean, yeah.
The bathtub looks very nice. You just
There you go.
Kong it in it or do anything with it. How's everybody else? Please tell me some good stories.
Yeah, Monday was Mondaying. That's for sure.
How about you, mate? How you doing?
It's fine. Monday's Monday. Nothing special has happened or anything like
I tell
that,
you
so-
one thing. Friends, we recorded the finale of our one shot of all things D&D on Roll Dice Play Nice over on my channel. So on youtube.com/Fitzpatel, you'll be able to get episode 3 of the audition or one shot adventure with these two fabulous people. So yeah, if you haven't got sick of all our faces yet, then there's even more content for you to go and enjoy.
This is 3 times in 5 days.
Yeah.
that we've sat down in this configuration on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting a break, I guess.
We are.
It's like we're getting sick of each other. Like, fuck you. Fuck no, fuck you.
And then Amy's going down to see Moody in person.
Here.
Yeah.
If you were sick of me. But I guess you got Sophie to speak to, so
Exactly.
you'll be all right.
I've got there's a dog, right?
There's a dog,
I'll
yes.
be fine.
Yeah.
Then I'll be fine.
There is
I like
a dog.
I like to think that Moody's rationalizing this of saying, right, Bulbasaur's coming down here, but she's bringing Amy with
This
us.
is the only reason I'm being allowed to go. I'm being allowed to go. It's because I got Bulbasaur for it.
Yeah, this is it.
She's got something of mine.
Bulbasaur in a Christmas hat. That's how long ago I bought this. It's a little Christmas hat.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
everybody.
I don't know
It's
what-
going to go on top of my Christmas tree in Christmas in
Okay.
December.
Like you have to put it somewhere visible for at least the first podcast back, just so we can
Yeah, I can do that.
just so I can be like a transfer of Bulbasaur,
I'll put him here.
and then I'll probably buy my own because I've just been so used to having it.
I'm missing Bulbasaur. What the
Oh,
hell?
I need my
Damn
Bulbasaur.
Emotional support Bulbasaur for us all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How does my Chromebook already need an update? I only fucking turned it on like a week ago. Yeah. I'm trying to like gauge when he's done. Because I don't know if he's going to be able
Who,
to
me?
like, yeah.
To be fair, it might be better if we start and then the answers will be honest because they won't have time to think about it. It'll just be snap off the top of the
Snap
dome
the
kind
time.
of thing.
Everyone,
No,
yeah.
keep talking.
you'll
Keep talking.
you'll get to a point like, and people who have clicked on this episode will hopefully have read the episode title and know what we're referring to. But you'll get to a point where it's like, 20 in, and then every answer afterwards was just Dino Crisis.
Yes.
It's like, I think
Shit, I forgot to put that down.
I think we've found the place where Moody stopped.
Cool. I can put that one there. Yeah, I knew I'd figure it out.
The problem is, Moody, normally I can go on and on, but like not that much has happened in the last like 3 days.
I know, it's insane.
Like, we won't have the full week behind us for me to have had some really crazy shit happen.
I know, it's bonkers. Oh shit, I forgot about it.
You could have just asked for to not start for 20 minutes. That would have that would have been fine.
I don't think I would have been ready. That's it.
So Vitz, had any nice food in the last few days?
I mean, yeah, we've been cooking. Yeah, we made a few meals. Like we were joking about when you come down for the Final Fantasy concert kind of thing. I'm looking forward to making you many a meal, and chances are you won't leave. But yeah, I've been dabbling in little Steam Next Fest as well. So yeah, so that's been good. But yeah, the games have been gaming. We got the, as I said, we got the edit done on Sunday. Got that uploaded for all things D&D. So just in that kind of zen state of right, we got one big project out the door, and it's kind of right. We can relax, and I think everybody had fun. They say they did at the time, and I'm taking on the word.
Take their word.
Everybody
for
had
it.
fun. Yeah,
100%.
Had fun.
It's funny you talk about big
fun.
projects. If I look slightly to the right, I can see the Mass Effect art book. And it's like hanging over me.
Yeah, but
that's your sword of Damocles right now, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a big project as it turns out. But yeah, no, it's funny because I haven't really played any games in the last 2 weeks. Between Next Fest is demos. I don't count that as game played. So I played a bunch of Next Fest demos, and then obviously before that was all the Summer Games Fest stuff, which I know I didn't watch Jeff's, but I did watch everything else.
You watched everything else, yeah.
So it's like, what games have you played? Like, none. Sometimes this happens. Like, I'm sure someone asked me, and I was like, I haven't played anything for 2 weeks. Like, sometimes this just happens. Like,
but no, I did a healthy thing. I uninstalled Forza Motorsport.
I heard Lauren text me.
Yeah.
I texted her. I said, thank you. Now, can we get Gran Turismo installed?
That might be the toughest sell, to be honest. Yeah, so friends, every week there's a document that we have like a runner show for, and last week I put like a rant about Forza Motorsport. We may or may not get that today, depending on how much time we need to pad for Moody to get his list done.
Podcast is going to be half over. It's got 5 minutes, and then I'm doing Next Fest.
You can start Next Fest. Go for it. You said you can do less than what you did last year, which still feels like it's still.
I
going,
did,
by
yes. I don't know if you caught my reference to that, but that was I'm just not going to do it. I'm never going to talk about an indie game on the podcast again, and everyone's going to be like getting mad about the fact that we only talk about like 3 games.
This is it.
And I'm going to be like, don't blame me. Housekeeping. We are raising money for Special Effect. Still.
We sure are.
Hasn't really been that long since the last time we talked about it, so we haven't actually moved the needle forward anymore, but we are at £50. The Resident Evil stream is becoming imminent. I'm starting to get nervous.
It's only a few short weeks away, friends.
I know.
So be sure to
when is it? I
tune in.
better make sure I've got
Saturday the 29th of June. Saturday the 29th of June.
We should have asked him when he thought it was. then just
I'm not playing that game because if I ask him what he thought it was, he'll put that down no matter how many times I say Saturday the 29th of June.
Resident Evil thing.
Probably around about 7 p.m.
What time?
Probably around about 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
That's 7 p.m. British summertime, folks. So for all of our international viewers and listeners, be sure to figure out when that is and join in because it's going to be a hell of a ride.
So it's a week Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. But
Okay.
But we're still raising money to get to our next milestone, which is Moody plays Halo Reach with both myself and Vitz, because he loves Halo, and he's never played Halo Reach before. So get your
I love it
donation.
so much. I bought it. I bought the entire collection. How great am I? See?
I know, right?
True
all the
Halo
Master
fan
Chief.
here.
You won more Halo games than me
Exactly.
because I cancelled
Wait, what?
Game Pass. Damn it! What was I saying? Oh yeah, you hit the link in the description down below. Donate some more money, force Moody to play Halo Reach, and then see what other milestones we've got. Because we've got some fun ones cooking. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Uh,
I'm gonna put that one.
this might be a tease for what happens if we do get to subject Moody to more Halo. I had an idea. That's all I'll say for now.
Interesting. Text me this idea
Yes.
after the podcast.
Or just tell us after we finish the podcast.
No.
No, maybe I'll keep it a surprise. I'm just saying I had an idea.
Well, so you're not going to tell me at all just because it's going to be something to torture me?
I mean, maybe.
I like
maybe
how
not.
his head goes immediately to torture. Like straight away, it's just like torture.
I just like a couple of minutes ago, he was looking around his room for inspiration. Of
Oh yeah, he's
shit, I
like,
forgot
what
Pokemon."
video games? What video games do I own? Let me just check real quick for no real reason. All right, and we are returned to answer 30 video game questions. We're just going to pretend that we got the 30 likes.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you 30 answers.
So also, dear listener, if you're watching the YouTube version, be sure to give us a like. So we do indeed get 30 or more than 30 likes.
yeah, if you can get us to 30 likes after the fact, that'd be great.
Yes.
Then we can justify this whole bit. Yeah, so I found this a while ago and downloaded it, and I was like, I was always meant to bring it up. And then when it was like, oh, we need a topic for a podcast that we're going to record early, I was like, I've got it. And then I think if you remember at the end of the last podcast, I was like, I thought of it, but it vanished.
Yeah. You were grabbing
I was
it.
like,
You were trying to
go
brush it.
back. And then it went, and then it came back to me, and everybody was on board, which was cool. I've really surprised myself with some of these answers. I'm not going to lie. I dug deep, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I think. Cool. So yeah, we got 30 questions. We're going to just do round table on it. So the first question was your very first video game. Moody, what was your very first video game?
So I honestly don't know if this is the right answer, but it's the one I remember the most. So it's the best I could really do for it. Golden Axe.
No wrong answers. We're going to put that as a rule right now.
Yeah.
Golden Axe is a
Okay.
cool game.
Yeah, Golden Axe was awesome. It's a shame that no one's ever tried to like remake it or something into like a modern day or something like that. Because I think it could do really well enough. I think 3 different characters with 3 different distinctive styles of gameplay. I think it could be neat.
Yeah, there was the big buff dude, and there was the hot chick, and then there was the mage.
Yeah, no, the axe, the
Oh,
dwarf.
The dwarf, that was it. Yeah, sorry, the dwarf.
Yeah.
I remember
Basically,
playing
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
Red Sonja, and a sidekick.
it, and Gimli.
Gimli, yeah, basically.
I'd watch that movie.
No, they made that movie. It's called Master of the Universe.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember playing Golden Axe. I don't remember much about it. Clearly, I didn't even remember that the third character was a dwarf. But
I mean, we stopped at the hot lady.
I mean, I did. The character select screen. I was like, "Yep, I'll do." Nice. Vitz, your very first video game.
It was Pong on the admin grandstand. Now, friends, I may be old, but I wasn't that old to be knocking around when this thing first came out. This is the first video game console machine thing that I had access to, and yeah, I remember playing Pong. And they had 5 of the variations of Pong, but it was Pong in
Was that the one with the 6
essence.
sports games? And it
Yeah,
all
that
just
was the
same
one.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Pong's the only one everyone remembers. Yeah, I remember that thing. Was it orange? I want to say it was orange.
Yeah, mine was like grey, but it had like orange accented
That might be what
sliders and buttons and things.
I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it had
it's-
the little twisty
yeah,
controllers.
and you moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm like Moody with my answer for my very first video game, where it's like, this might not be my first one, but it's the first one I remember playing and finishing. and it was the real Ghostbusters on an Amstrad.
Hell yes.
It was an arcade port of a game that had the Ghostbusters name, but probably
that's
didn't
about
have
it.
anything to do with Ghostbusters, really. Yeah, it was cool, and I remember finishing it and being very proud of myself.
Did it have like a MIDI version of the theme tune that just played over and over and over
Probably,
again?
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. The Amstrad didn't have color graphics, so it was like
No, it did not.
black and white, off-white. It wasn't black and white. It was like black and cream.
Yeah, black and green makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and the game came on a cassette tape.
Wow.
I loved my games coming on cassette tapes. It was just weird, but
yeah,
normal
and
at the
then
time.
And then there's nobody walk past the system or anything, because then you'd knock it slightly, and then that was it. It's game over.
Basically. All right. Our second question, Moody, your favorite character?
Tough call. You're muted, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a bit tough. Like, there are so many great characters out there. Yeah. So I went for one. So basically, I went for the one that I think brought me in. So this character has like five or six games out, and I've only played 2 of them, and that's the ones that basically revitalized the character and made him into one of the best characters out there. It also doesn't hurt that you've got Teal'c as his voice actor, and that's Kratos. Yeah, I had no affiliation with the God of War character whatsoever until the remake, reboot, sequel, whatever the hell they want to really call it.
Reboot.
And yeah, he was fantastic. The 2 games, I think, are 2 incredible games. And Christopher Judge is just like, he just makes that character what he is in those 2 games, and he does an incredible job. So yeah, for me,
Kratos, fine choice, boy.
Yeah.
Nice, good impression. Yeah, Kratos is cool. We like Kratos. Mm-hmm. We like Dad
Kratos. Is an awesome character. Yeah,
Dad
Kratos is
I almost
the
called him
best,
Daddy
no
Kratos, and I was like, nope.
Nope,
that's different. I mean, he is Daddy
Kratos.
Kratos, but you know,
Daddy Kratos. Yeah.
There's like a fork in the road there, and it's like you can go left or right.
Go left, never go right. Never go right.
So I was weighing up 2. But I think I'm going to go with Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. In terms of her story and her mannerisms and the way her kind of just outlook on life and how everything is screwed over in the past. So she is at a stage of just, right, fuck it all. I'm going to just break down the system. I'm like, you go, girl. So Karlach is number 1 for me.
We need a Karlach IRL. That's what we need.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love Karlach. She was my favorite character in Baldur's Gate 3. We were best buds. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I thought, like, I probably thought way too hard about most of these questions. I was like, my favorite character, and I went down the road of a character that I connected with.
Yeah,
that's where I was going with it. Like, and I didn't have a character in a video game that I had probably the most emotional attachment to was probably Trico in The Last Guardian. Because of how that game works.
Love that answer. I love that answer.
Yeah. You start off and you're like me, it's like me and Moody. It's like bickering, not doing what each other says, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then like you
throw him a barrel of blue goop,
throw him a barrel of stuff, and like he's good. And then when you get to the end of the game, and he's like, it's like me and Moody really are when we're not podcasting, like best friends. You support each other no matter what.
I adore that game with all of my heart, so I'm behind that answer 1,000%.
Like, come on, I've got 2 right behind me in Tidus and Vivi. And Vivi was the one on my list, but then I was just thinking Kratos was awesome as well.
Sure. Like I said,
it's an embarrassment to riches.
There's no wrong
100%.
answer. There really isn't. But there's no wrong answer. But it's just like, who do I leave off?
Yeah,
like, that's what
You've only got one. This isn't a list. This isn't like top 10 best characters in video games. It was like, that's why I was like, and on this one and a few other ones where it's like, I'm going to approach the question in a specific way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's some questions I have took in a specific way. There's no doubt about it.
And this was one of them where I was just like Trico, because I didn't get I haven't gotten attached to another character in that way because of how that game works and its mechanics. It was Trico. But, The next
It's such a shame that studio went belly up, or
I know.
at least like Ueda-san made his own thing. But it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take our time. We're going to retire for a bit.
Let's do it.
I'm not going to change my answer, but I have to shout this character out. Clementine.
Fair.
Yeah.
Similar sort of thing, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Nice. Good answer. This one might get spicy. Question 3. A game that is underrated. Moody. What is a game that is underrated?
It's a game that, well, the Capcom has just basically neglected for years and years. The people cry out for a remake. Mostly me.
It's the people.
Cry for it until the end of times. I'm like Kirk in Wrath of Khan.
I'm going to be honest. If you had said anything else to this question, I would have tossed no wrong answers out of the window, and I would have said, no, Moody, you're wrong.
Dino Crisis.
There it is. Take a shot, everybody. Let's go home.
Got it in.
Take your shot, get drunk, get high.
And then write the Capcom.
And write the fucking Capcom. Nicely, of course, no abuse or anything like that. Just say it nicely, but forcefully. Please give us fucking Dino Crisis remake.
I didn't expect anything else. And I'm happy with that answer.
Thank you. Don't worry, Amy, I'll never change. And if I do, that's the time to put me down.
I could never do that to you. Moody. No, Vitz.
Moody, all right, here we go again. Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis 2.
Dino Crisis 2, hell yeah. We don't talk about 3.
No, 3 didn't exist.
A game that is underrated. So I went a bit left field with this one, and I went with Burnout Revenge. So I know how everybody talks about Burnout Paradise, and yes, it is a great game, and it's been remastered, and you can play it on modern systems, all the rest of it. Burnout Revenge is where it was at. Just having, the open world setting of Paradise was great and all, but it lost a bit of the focus in terms of just all the different event types and having crash junctions to go to, and building up the score that way, and introducing traffic checking for the first time, and it just had a purity which it lost when it went open world, and I wish we had a modern interpretation of Burnout Revenge.
It's funny because if I had given this answer as a question of like which Burnout game, I would have said Takedown. So I'm right there with you. Paradise is great, didn't need to be open world.
Yeah.
It's a formula that did not need to go open world, but yeah, I respect the hell out of that answer.
But I will love Paradise for the way it used Guns N' Roses in the intro sequence, and how the revs of the engine matched where it fit in the song, and yeah, that was chef's kiss.
I mean, if you're gonna call a game Paradise, you have to have Paradise City as your theme song.
Of course.
Just has to be, especially if you've got that kind of AAA money. That's just a no-brainer.
That fuck you money. Yeah,
fuck you money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of fuck you, my answer to like in the summer of 2020, maybe just before, I got real mad at a lot of people.
I feel like I know this.
You should. You were there. I got real mad at a lot of people when a remake of this game came out, and all of a sudden, everybody was declaring that the previous game was the worst game in the franchise. I made a video about this game, and found an article from Time magazine that I haven't forgiven for 4 years, which was just like, oh, this game was the weakest game in the series, and I fucking went nuclear. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is an underrated game because
everybody
for some reason,
if there's one to skip, that'd be the one. Yeah.
Everybody rewrote history in 2020 when the remake came out, which, by the way, wasn't all that good. And was like, oh yeah, Resident Evil 3 sucked. Everybody hated it. Like, no, I didn't, and no, they didn't. Shut the fuck up. I was there. You weren't. You were what, 12? Resident Evil 3 is a really good game.
Yeah,
and I
Resident
didn't.
Evil 3 Nemesis is really canny.
I didn't
I
like
won't
the
lie,
revisionist
that's not the one I
history.
was thinking of.
Oh
I thought you were going to say Lake.
no. Although at the same time
You
frame,
said angry.
same time
everybody
frame.
goes,
This
"I
made
remember
me
you were
angry.
at
No.
that with people then as well.
No, I mean, to be fair, it's similar narrative. Like, I haven't let that one go either. But no,
You haven't.
the Resident Evil 3 slander of 2020 was just like I haven't let it go. I don't think I ever will.
I picture Amy being like Elrond from Lord of the Rings, where she's saying, "I was there the day that the strength of men failed."
Yeah. I was there when everybody turned their back on a great Resident Evil game. How great do I think that Resident Evil game is? Tune into the stream on Saturday, the 29th of June at 7 p.m. Find out.
Smooth segue. Take another shot, everybody.
Next up, we've got an interesting question, and this one is your guilty pleasure game. Moody, what's your guilty pleasure game?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. That's
thought it
all
was-
that's it.
I thought there was an outside chance it was Football Manager.
No, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It's a guilty pleasure of mine right now. I'm like people who don't know, I reached the regional qualifiers that I won't be able to participate in because I've got a friend coming now.
You will be able
I
to
promise.
participate if you want.
They were this close to reach.
Is it? Do you do the regional qualifiers on your computer?
Yeah.
Then just do it.
No,
I don't care.
said
I'll
I wouldn't
watch.
play Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'll
when
cheer
you're
you
here.
on. I'll make a little flag, and I'll get one of those foam hands with the finger, and I'll just sit behind you, and I'll be like, "Go, Moody, go!
Really, what happened? I
Green
lost.
eyes, silver dragon, go!"
That's not on my deck.
Oh, Amy, we should stream this and chatcast the game.
Oh, we could stream it because neither of us knows anything about the game. It'll be the best shoutcast ever.
Yes.
No.
Genuinely play it if you like. I think you should genuinely play it. It's a great achievement. What if you get to what's after regionals?
The World Championships in America.
Moody, you could be the best like no one ever. Wait, no, that was a different game.
Different
Yeah,
franchise.
You'd be really good. You could be the best around.
Oh God, no! I'll
And
get
no
my
one
ass
could ever keep you down.
Exactly.
The thing is, I would have to sort out my own flights and everything. I'm like, Konami, you've got all the money. Fly
But
me
you
out.
might win. Imagine.
No.
And then you can
Not
tell
gonna happen.
Sadie, you'd be like, Sadie, look, I'm the best. I'm the best at your game.
Exactly.
I'm better than Jesse Cotton and the one who won the World Championship last year, Master Duel.
We'll talk when we get there. I don't know if you know this, but I can be very persuasive.
Yeah,
I've had
that's true, you
first-hand
can.
experience with this.
Yeah. No, I had first hand way before you, boy.
You did, it's true. He's had first-hand experience of this way too long. Vitz,
I've suffered.
what's your guilty pleasure game?
All right, so it's going to start off with a bit of a cop-out answer. Is I don't have guilty pleasure games. I just enjoy the games I like. However, there are plenty of titles which I continue to play which I ought to have dropped, much like Gran Turismo 7. Is the
But
correct
that's not guilty
answer.
pleasure. That's just
Torture.
you want and you like
Yeah.
to torture yourself. Yeah,
Your copy
yeah.
of Gran Turismo 7 should come with one of those health warnings that cigarette packets comes with.
Yes. But the game's so close to it has so much potential in it. It's just they are too stubborn and or lazy to do anything about it. And yeah, it's a game I should stop playing, but I can't because the moment to moment gameplay feel is second to none. But enjoy the games that you like. Don't have people label you saying, "Well, it's a guilty pleasure. You shouldn't be playing this."
Yeah. So I
Enjoy
took
what you want.
the same thing from this question where I was like, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures. I think you can just, if you like what you like and don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
That is agreed. There's no doubt about that. Like guilty pleasure is just it's a crap term. It really is at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like, like Hell's Kitchen is my guilty pleasure. If you like it, you like it. Who cares?
Mhm.
I like what you like proudly. But obviously I had to answer this question, so I was like, how do I answer a question I don't believe in? And then I was like, well, my favorite Elder Scrolls game is Morrowind, and everybody says objectively that Skyrim is the best one, so I guess that counts, because I like Morrowind a lot, and I don't like Skyrim, so...
There you go.
Morrowind's just
No
weird.
fuss.
It's so fucking weird.
Amy's like, "Fusra, no thanks."
No,
Back
Fusro,
to
get the fuck
Morrowind.
out of here.
Exactly.
I want the janky combat, the awful stamina system.
Oh, Skyrim's got janky combat, dude. As well, don't you worry.
I replayed Morrowind like a year ago, and it's doesn't hold up. But like the world in that sense, of adventure, and like it's just brilliant. It's like you don't get a quest marker to follow. It's like some dude is like, right, take this road,
Yep.
hang a left, and I'm just like, I'm into that. Like that's awesome.
There
And
you go.
oops, I got lost. I found the ancient ruins of a demon instead of like a castle.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
But hell yeah.
Question 5. Game
It's an interesting
character
one.
you feel most like or wish you were? Moody.
Mine's in the wish you were category for it. This is a character who, basically, I've stated before, saved me. And that's Alex Chen from The Life of Strange True Colors. Like, she's a character who goes through a fucking lot in the game, and comes out stronger. I think at the end of it, which I think is a testament to anybody. And I think if you can go through stuff terrible things that you've gone through, by the end of it, you can come out stronger. I think you won basically.
You've won life.
You've won at life. And I think that should be something that's commendable. She's a heck of a character.
Would it be awkward if... No, go on.
Not to take away anything from that beautiful sentiment, I was putting all my chips on Pokemon Trainer so you can have a real life Bulbasaur.
It'd be super awkward if I was like,
So
I
red,
wish I was
basically,
like
'cause
Steph. That's not the direction I chose to go in, but that's a good choice. Like, I don't know if I could handle having like super empathy though. Like that level of empathy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want her power. There's no fucking doubt about that. That's just too much for it. That's too much power for anyone,
I
really,
would-
at the end of the day.
I'm
but
not
yeah.
that strong.
Yeah.
Vitz, game character you
I-
feel most like or wish you were?
Yeah, this is a film most like, and this is going to be Kevin from the game Vember that we spoke about at the tail end of last year. I waxed lyrical about how this is the most that I've resonated with the character ever, and it's one of these where it's the immigrant's tale, and their relationship with their parents who were born overseas and came to a new country, and in this kind of limbo between two different cultures. And that's my lived experience, and it's one of these of the question says you feel most like, this is the answer. Like I said, there's no wrong answer to this, but like when I read this question, I was like, well, there's only one answer for me, kind of thing. As much as there's like a power fantasy to say, oh, I want to be this person who has all these abilities, and this
I wanna
not to
be
take away
Master
from any other
Chief.
answers. Exactly. I want to be 8 feet tall and do all sorts of different things, kind of thing. I didn't want to. With this question, at least, I didn't want to explore any like power fantasy. So this was that's what resonated with me.
That's a really nice answer. Those are both really nice answers.
Hell
There's
yeah.
a banging
Amy, what are you
character.
bringing
Really
to the
nice
table?
answers. Well, it's funny you mention 8 feet tall.
Yes. Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, that's where I just
Yes.
went straight away. I was like, she's a giant vampire lady with an amazing hat. And if you piss her off, she turns into a dragon.
That is true.
This is true.
I need that lifestyle. All of it.
Yep.
And she gets a big
But
castle.
to be able to turn into a dragon if you get pissed off.
Imagine like somebody pisses me off and then I turn it and I'm already like 10 feet tall.
Yeah. And you have like retractable claws.
Yeah. And, vampire.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, this is as bad as it's going to get, right? And then it's like, no, here comes my dragon form.
And you got 3 daughters to do your bidding for you as well.
Exactly.
It's great.
There's no
Just
downsides.
be lady
to
of
this.
leisure. That's it.
Exactly. There's no downsides to this lifestyle.
Yes.
I'm glad you both took that really seriously. 'Cause I sure fucking
As did you.
As did you.
I a lot of these questions made me sort of go, This one was
Yeah.
just like, oh, I know the answer to this. Instantly. I've got a big cat.
I love
All
how
right.
I guessed it as well. Speaking of 8 feet tall.
Speaking of
there's
8
only a
feet
couple of
tall,
options.
well,
yeah.
if you watch the podcast back where you say, "Oh, you know, it's Power Fantasy where you're 8 feet tall," you'll see me just do the.
yeah.
I've been called out on my own podcast. Question number 6: most annoying character.
Oh, this is going to be spicy.
Yeah, I've cheated on this one a little bit. The whole cast in Aliens Colonial Marines.
Gonna cheat.
Is that because they'll make the most dumb decisions possible?
They make the dumbest decisions possible, Vitz.
Is that the Gearbox one, Randy Pitchford?
Yeah, that's the Gearbox one. Like, perfectly good 7 out of 10, apparently. Fucking idiot. No, this is just the stupidest game out there. And when it's one of the franchises that's closest to my fucking heart, and they ruin it and make the people stupid, like what the fuck? This guy having a chest burster at the same time. Oh, I'm just gonna blow everyone up. If I'm gonna blow myself up and take everyone else with me. Oh, another person's having a chest burster. We're just gonna wait until it pops out of her until we kill the alien. No, how about you just, in defense, kill her so she doesn't have to suffer.
You can see Moody. You can see this really got to Moody.
Like,
How long have you been holding on to this anger?
Make a mental note, Amy. Don't get a chest burster. Not ever.
I'm make a mental note. Future charity stream stretch goal. Moody plays Aliens Colonial Marines.
There you go.
Not to
Like, don't go
torture
to
him,
his
because I
house
feel like this would be really entertaining watching him scream at a video game.
Also, like, don't
I'll do that.
Don't like cough when you go to his place. He'll think you got a chest burster and just end
Just
you.
shoot me. He's just like, where'd you get that shotgun?
I'd take you out.
I know you live in the country now, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Vince. Your most annoying character.
It's Cloud Strife, everybody.
Going right in for it.
I cannot fathom
Remake Cloud Strife, just to be sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
remake Rebirth, Cloud Strike, Strife rather, and I cannot fathom the decisions this person is going through. Yes, I get that he's the unreliable narrator, and he's got some freaky deaky shit going on in his brain, but the amount of times he can just have a simple conversation, and so many things will get fixed. But he chooses not to.
It's like watching a CW Arrowverse show where it's like the whole plot hinges on the fact that one character just won't tell another character what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. And that's mine. I know the meme answer would just say Aloy, but I don't find her that annoying at all. And I think she's pretty great, to be
I
fair.
think about that one, yeah. Hey, maybe I should shut up, Aloy. Yeah, that's it.
Aloy!
Stop spoiling the game. I actually don't
Cloud
find
Strife
it
is
that
mine.
annoying. But yeah, Cloud Strife, that's an interesting one. Yeah, because I totally get it. I totally get it. I was there with you. We were texting the whole time playing that game.
Yeah.
This is recent. My most annoying character is recency bias for sure. I have a lot of characters in video games that I've played a lot of video games, so I have a lot of characters that have annoyed me. And basically, it's just which character has annoyed me the most in the most recent past. And the answer was so clear straight away in that it was Ashley Williams from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like,
space
I've
racist.
played that trilogy very recently. She's annoying in all 3 games.
Oh, she survived.
For different reasons. Yeah, well, I had to let her survive in one of my playthroughs.
It was really
So I
hard
could
for
shoot her in
to
Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
So I could shoot her in Mass Effect.
She's so annoying, man. Like, she's like fucking racist in Mass Effect 1, and then in Mass Effect 2, she's all giving you all that, and it's like, you know, and then in Mass Effect 3,
So does
she's...
Kaden. I won't lie.
Yeah,
the
Kaden
same
does
in
that
Mass
as
Effect
well. And then in Mass Effect 3, she just continues non-stop. Oh, how come you work for Cerberus? Oh, I don't know if you could just... And at some point, I just want the option for the Shepard just to turn around at the beginning of Mass Effect 3 and say, well, fuck off then!
You can get rid of her.
There are other spaceships!
Yeah, that's it.
You can get rid of her. You
I
don't
know.
have to kill her. You can just say no.
Oh, I know,
No, you
but-
can't join my crew. Fuck off.
I know, I could. But I
I
shot
was
her
going to
instead.
say.
It was way more
No, but I wanted to
satisfying.
shoot her.
I
really.
wanted to shoot her. But I'm not being funny, but in that whole thing with the Cerberus taking over the Citadel plot, she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, she really is. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. That's the thing I think what hurts the Kaden and her character as well, because they're basically the same. It's the same lines and everything and whatnot. So it's like, that's the disappointing about it. Like, for those characters, they could have made some really good characters and everything like that, but no, they just decided, well, this is the male version, this is the female version. We're basically going to keep them the same. Apart from Caden's not racist. This is the thing.
Caden's not racist. Caden's
not
gay.
racist.
Like, that's
He
his
is
story
gay.
arc in Mass Effect 3. As far as I can tell for Ashley, she
'Cause
doesn't
that counts
have
as
any
a story
story
arc.
arc after the... She doesn't have any. She just sits in her quarters drinking. If you don't shoot her in the head.
I'll kick her off the ship.
Or tell her no. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely recency bias, but it was just like the fully formed image just appeared in front of me. It's like, who's annoyed me most
Fair.
recently?
That's the thing. I think it's even more funnier that to try and fix her, they basically just went for Mass Effect. They just went, we're gonna hot her up. We're gonna put her in the sexy style suit,
gonna get the cat suit,
long,
the long
short
hair.
and everything. And it's just like,
Didn't help.
we fixed her, guys. We fixed her.
We fixed it. We also made it 100 times more annoying, but
We fixed her.
we fixed it.
See?
Wink.
She's all curvy in the right places for you. That's why you all like the Liara, right? And
Yeah, that's why. Sure.
But that she had a heart of gold.
All right. Question 7. Favorite game couple? Moody.
Mr. Moody.
Alex and Steph from Life is Strange True Colors.
Great answer.
They are one of the best. I also wanted to, as a backup, Alex and Ryan. I think Alex and Ryan are a great couple as well, but everyone went Alex and Steph. We all know we did.
Yeah, that was our Life is Strange review. It was like, Ryan's great. I love Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan's great.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Steph.
he's competing with Steph.
Yeah.
No contest.
Yeah, it really was. No, yeah, Ryan's great. He's the great best friend. Basically, that's what he is. He's a great love interest, but yeah, Steph is just the love interest. Like, she tops all love interests out of all the Life is Strange games. No offense to the rest of them for me, but yeah, the Alex and Steph are like, yeah, they are just aces.
Still my wallpaper, baby.
There you go.
Oh yeah. I flick and flop all the time with my wallpaper on my monitors, and I always go back to Life is Strange.
I've got a theme running. It's black and white. It's Aerith and Tifa that Vitz showed me.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's good. That isn't my answer either.
What, Harrison? Tifa?
I did think about getting
great
really,
answer,
like
though.
digging my heels in and just being like, Aerith and Tifa, they go on a date in
canonical.
Rebirth.
Damn.
Canonical. But
Yeah.
Vitz, your favorite game couple?
Speaking of Final Fantasy, and as the resident
Harrison
Final Fantasy
Tifa.
16, no, listen,
No,
as
10.
resident Final Fantasy 16,
16, okay.
fan here, it's Clive Rothschild and Jill Warwick. The story that these two go on is, for me, it's incredible. And yes, a lot of the quote-unquote romance is done via side quests, and not all of the side quests hit, but the ones which further their kind of romantic story arc are really special. And it makes the end of that game have so much more resonance and so much more weight for me. And yeah, these two are just the cutest. And there's a bit of as you do with most video game couples, there's a bit of will they, won't they to begin with, but then they both lean into it, and it's so special.
Nice.
And yeah,
I didn't get that far.
that's fair. That's fair.
So,
And not all games is for all people, so it's all good.
Yeah, my answer was from a little indie game that came out a long time ago, and was very good. It's Johnny and River from To the Moon. I don't know if either of you played To the Moon.
I have not.
I've never heard of it. I apologize.
Very, very cool game. Very cool indie game. And it's all centered around. I'm not going to spoil it since neither of you have played it. And it's a story game. Like, there's very little gameplay. It's very much centered around the story. So if you do decide to play it, like, you should.
It's only
To the
£8.50
Moon.
on Steam.
Moody probably already can download it, I would imagine.
Because the library, yeah.
because of the
Because
library.
you own it.
Yeah.
You own it.
But the whole game is centered around their relationship. And
There's a beach episode coming soon.
yes, there's like a series.
Right.
There's like 4 games in this series at this point. But
Overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
The
81
original
on Metacritic, yeah.
the original is amazing. It centers around Johnny and River. If you've played the game, you know exactly why I went this way. If you haven't, that ending, man. That fucking ending kills me every time I think about it. And that's why I think they're the best couple.
Just as a sidebar, Jen Bartels is the artist who did that amazing piece of Tifa and Aerith for those who want to check their work out, because she's amazing, they're amazing, and yeah, canonically they are together, and I'll have it said no other way.
Hell yes. Fuck yes. All right, anyway. Question number 8, best soundtrack.
Final Fantasy X. I absolutely love Final Fantasy X. I think Final Fantasy in general is just magnificent in general and whatnot. But yeah, but Final Fantasy
Yumatsu-san's done some amazing work, as have several other composers. But yeah,
but Final Fantasy X is like, even though like Final Fantasy 9 is like my favorite, if I chose between Final 9 and 10. 10 is like, for me, out of those two, have the best soundtrack.
And yeah,
the Besaid Islands, so many great tracks from that album, and it's just an amazing racing soundtrack. So yeah, Final Fantasy 10.
Cool.
So I was going to carry on the Final Fantasy 11, but my answer is Persona 5. Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, and this encompasses, it might be a cheat answer, but this encompasses Persona 5 Dancing All Night and all of those soundtracks and Strikers and the different remixes of Strongs as well. And Lynn can do no wrong in my eyes, and she's a superstar, and the world should bow to her. I love the soundtrack with all of my heart, and it's just banger after banger after banger. But there's so many different types of tracks there for any different mood that you're feeling in. If you need to get hyped, there's songs about that. If you need to chill out, there's Behind the Mask and stuff like that. It's magical.
Hell yeah. Behind the Mask was the Be Right Back music on my stream for a while. Before I was like, let's find remixes of...
Let's not get DMCA'd.
I'm glad you said multiples, because I'm going in that direction as well. Because I was like, let me see, like, forget music, because it says best soundtrack. So I was like, forget the music as it is in the game.
Yeah.
Let me check YouTube music. What am I playing? Like, through YouTube music constantly. And it turns out what I'm playing is Silent Hill 1 to 5. Like the first 5 soundtracks by Akira Yamaoka. And I can't I can distinguish them because they all have their own like signature sounds. But like in terms of like the albums, it's like I don't distinguish them. They're all in one playlist, and I listen to them all. And yeah, that's my answer. The best soundtrack: Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Love that answer.
Respect.
Yeah. Oh, this was an interesting one. Question number 9: saddest scene. Moody. It's time to get sad.
Episode 2 of Life is Strange True Colors. Ryan grieving over the cliffside of where his best friend died, and where Alex comes to comfort him and help him get through his pain and everything and whatnot. And that scene is incredibly important to me, because like there's a part of the scene where Alex uses her ability and that it all goes black, and you just see Ryan standing on the cliffside and it's all black. And it's basically like a choice of like live or die type of thing for Ryan right now. He's in so much grief because he feels like he killed his best friend, and even though it wasn't his fault and everything. Spoilers for the game. Get over it. Sorry, people. I'm not gonna lie for this part. But that what I've said like Amy, like in our spoiler review when we've reviewed this game a couple of years ago. That was the scene that I realized that I was not. I will always still be grieving from passing of my dad, but like I was like that when I saw that, I was like, "Fuck! If I keep going where I'm going right now, I might die." Type of thing, and I was like, the grief was really hard for me, and my partner, like I've said on multiple occasions, like my partner was like trying to help me in many ways she can, but obviously she didn't know what she could do, even though she's gone through this as well. Sadly, her father died before mine. But like I was like in a real bad spiral, and that scene somehow, I don't know, it was so visceral. It kind of just slapped me in the face, and it's like a glass shattering moment. That it just opened my eyes. Like I was crying like a baby. Basically, it was unbelievable for that scene. Yeah, like I stated at the time, like Deck Nine, the creators of True Colors, is like they say the people who worked in that game. I say they saved my life. Probably, I truly believe they did probably save my life. And yeah, that scene, like if you've ever seen that scene, it's like it is so powerful. It's so potent. And it hits everything. If you don't know what grieving feels like, I would say to look at that scene, because it tells you everything. What I think any person who's gone through grief is going through, and I think it also can help as well. So like, yeah, that scene was just like, wow, for me.
I mean, yeah, but what's more to say on that one? I mean, yeah, grief is different strokes for different folks when it comes to grief and all the rest of it. But I've said it before. I'm glad that medium was there for you, kind of thing, and it's got you to where you are today on your continuing journey. So
it's like that's why I was even more like when I first saw that article about Deck Nine a couple of months ago, like behind the scenes, like not on the podcast, like I was fucking furious. I was so annoyed and upset of reading what I was reading, because I was just like, no. And then I was just like, there can't be them. No, please, for God's sakes. And I was like, anything but them.
You're the chosen one.
Basically, yeah. But I do hope, though, they have got rid of the bad people and they've turned the corner. And hopefully, when obviously the new Life is Strange comes out later this year, it's just an incredible experience. So,
yeah, hopefully we'll have fantastic people like Red Valentine still doing the amazing work that they do in the industry to shed light on the good and the not so good when it comes to cultures in studios and things. So yeah, fingers crossed that they manage to turn things around. For me, the one that again, this is recency bias coming into this. My honorable mention that isn't recency bias is with Arrow the horse in Shadow of the Colossus. I won't say any more than that. The answer that I'm going for is in The Last of Us Part 2, in the farmhouse where Ellie decides to leave and Dina is there in the kitchen pleading with her just to come back to bed and to sleep on it, and we'll discuss it in the morning. And Ellie is a character who goes on a journey of making the worst decision possible, the most destructive path. And this is another instance of her choosing to do that. And it's a choice of, because it's laid out right in front of her what's on the line, and yet she still chooses to do it. And you just want to reach into that, reach into the monitor you're playing on and give Ellie a shake of what are you doing? How is this more important than what's in front of you with Dina, little JJ, and everything that's gone before them, kind of thing. But that's the one that got me.
I think it's an extra one for me is for just Last of Us 2 is it's the ending in itself when you're fighting Abby at the end. I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I remember playing that game.
100%.
And I was shaking while pressing the buttons. I was like, I don't want to do this. I had my partner next to me and she was like, are you okay? No, it's getting to do something I don't want to do.
Interesting segue. So for my saddest scene, I was like, there's lots of scenes that have made me sad, like for reasons that you've both like sort of touched on. But I went again, it's like the Trico answer. It was like, what demolished me? Like, not necessarily sad, just utterly demolished me. And at first I was like, the most harrowing video game experience I've probably ever had is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on day 3 when the moon's nearly here and you're going around the village and it's like there's like parents like drugging their kids so they sleep through the destruction of their world, and I was just like it's fucking torturous in like a really good way. It's really well written. And then I was like, that's not really a scene. That's more like a part of the game. So I was like, what about a scene? And it's funny you mentioned, okay, I didn't want to do this. It's like I went to Spec Ops: The Line, the white phosphorus scene, where you're fighting the guys, and it's like you have to use the white phosphorus. You have to do it to get past that section. And then obviously, like afterwards, you're walking through, and it's just a fucking horror show of walking through all of these like soldiers who are like horrifically dying or dead. But then you get to the end of it. And it's like, oh, there was like a whole camp of civilians down here, by the way. And you just burned them all with white phosphorus. And it's like, and the game is like, so how did that make you feel? Are you enjoying this military power fantasy yet? And it's just like, no, I'm really not. But like, again, in a good way. Like, in a way where it's like,
100%.
It's making you feel like what you would probably expect to feel like, which is,
It's like the antithesis to like Battlefield and Medal of Honor and Call of Duty and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like obviously, sadly, we're having instances where white phosphorus continues to be used, and it's one of these of how can you look at, and it's widely available in terms of the drawbacks of using white phosphorus and how it is a war crime to use it, and just say, you know what, no, we're not going to listen to any of that. We're gonna launch these attacks anyway, but. That's probably a conversation for another day.
Spec Ops: The Line was a game that just emotionally ruined me. Like when I played it, like there's a funny review, like you know Yahtzee, the fast talking funny man. He always takes the piss out of games in a review. If you ever, he's the British guy. Yeah, he was on The Escapist. Now he's on Second Wind. If you ever go back and watch his Spec Ops: The Line review, it's like a complete tone shift. It's very funny because it's exactly how I felt. It was just like I was thoroughly ruined by this game. And that scene in particular just destroyed me.
I've never played that game, but I know that game.
Oh,
that's how weird it is.
It's something else. That game is something else. So
it's a shame we don't get stories like that anymore. In war games, it's all about just running. It's the power like fantasy. Crazy people.
Well, that's the thing. The Spec Ops: The Line is the power fantasy for a while, but then it like peels the curtain back on the power fantasy.
Gives you the responsibility.
Yeah. It's so good.
Look what you did. Look what you did.
Look what you did. I think the game even tells you that at one point because the loading screens even turn against you in that game.
Monster.
Like I remember, I'll never forget. I think it was right after the white phosphorus scene. You hit a loading screen for the next chapter, and the loading screen, instead of being like handy tips for the game, is like, "Do you feel like a hero yet?" And I'm just like, what the fuck is this game doing to me? Jesus. But let's move on to the next question. Let's pep things up again. Number 10.
Exactly.
The most nebulous question on this list. Best gameplay.
Gameplay, exactly.
Good God. I nearly had a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah.
This is a question I left for last to fill in, you know.
Mine was number 23.
That's fair. That really is fair. I'm gonna go with the one I've got written down because I could just thought of one. Because I think it improves. It's the complete edition of it by the 4th game. That's Mass Effect Andromeda. I think that has one of the best complete gameplay experiences from the Mass Effect franchise.
For all the listeners, Amy's ducking.
Yeah. I almost went 3, but I was just like, it's not 3. 3's great. There's no doubt about it. I think 3's gameplay is fantastic. It's a continuation of what they did with 1 and 2 and F6, etc. But 3's just like, not for the Andromeda is just like, we're gonna take that and we're gonna make it even more fluid and give you different specs of what you can tailor to your type of experience, and it really just gives you everything that you wanted. It's so free flowing and everything. It's breathtaking what they did. It's a shame that game got a lot of shit, but Mass Effect Andromeda has the best gameplay, as one of the best gameplays out there. It is incredible.
Nice. And the multiplayer still plays. People still play it.
I can believe that. Like the
Well,
gameplay
okay,
is
they still
brilliant.
played it 4 years ago, and I made a retrospective about it.
I'm sure that stuff lives forever.
Vitz, best gameplay.
Yeah. So I took this one in a different direction in
You went
terms
the
of
worst.
not quite.
Right to hell,
Which
revolution,
title
baby.
gets me in the closest thing to a flow state?
Okay.
And for me, that's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think, obviously, mechanically, we can complain about the prevalence of blue shells and you know the different types of weapons and items that you get. But from the way that game plays and how smooth it runs, even on a potato of a system like the Switch, and how fluid everything is, and it's like as I was alluding to, I get into a that's the closest I've been to a flow state, and I've had that with you know, some Gran Turismo titles and things like that. But Mario Kart is the title where I can get into it most frequently, and for me, that speaks to me as best gameplay.
Cool. Good answer. I'm terrible at Mario Kart.
Nice.
Just I'm gonna inject that. I love it, but I'm bad at it. For me, when I was looking at best gameplay, I was like, okay, what game? Like of all of the because game design's my thing, right? Like it's the thing I think about when I'm writing my videos. It's like not like how did they make this thing, but like why did it evoke this response in me? So I think about game design a lot, and I was like, okay, gameplay design. What game had the biggest impact on modern game design? Dark Souls.
Yes.
Like was the answer I came to in terms of best gameplay. Like it's not even my favorite game in the series from a game feel perspective, but like that game came out and changed everything till this day. So that was kind of where I landed on the best gameplay question. I was like, it's Dark Souls. Even though like they've iterated on that in future editions of the franchise, quote unquote. It's like that was the inception moment. That was the
because there's many ways you can take this question, because like technically speaking, the answer should be Tetris, but obviously it's different to every person because it's all these questions are subjective kind of thing. But I think Dark Souls is a great answer.
I did lean at one point towards Super Mario Brothers, like for a similar sort of reason. Because I think if you make a game in 1985 and it still plays perfectly in 2024, then I mean that's worth noting. But no, I went with Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
Question 11: gaming system of choice.
A stupid ass question this is.
What a word! The way they worded it as well. It's just like okay. Could have just said favorite console. No.
PS4. Like I was like a late bloomer when it came back to game, and I came back into it basically like a couple of years before the announcement of the PS4. And I was playing on a PS3, and then the PS4 came, and like I remember watching that the reveal, and then the E3 reveal, and then the Gamescom reveal, and it was just getting hype leading up to it. And I got it day one, and I was lucky enough to be able to get one, and I was just like, boom, I'm in.
Here's how you share games. Yes.
Nice.
I played Knack.
Nice.
For audio listeners, Amy holding up a lanyard,
No.
saying that she was one of the very first people to play a PlayStation 4 at which expo was it? Sorry,
Eurogamer
EGX.
Expo 2013.
There you go, EGX, yeah.
Before it was even called EGX, it was Eurogamer Expo.
Prior to EGX.
You had to queue to get into the PS4 section, and I played Knack, and I
I
played
bet that was a
Killzone,
long ass queue.
and I played Warzone. No, they were moving people in and out quite quick. Unless you want to play Killzone, it was pretty quick to get in.
Yeah, that was the big title they were pushing that time.
Oh
But
god,
yeah. But yeah, PlayStation 4, like it was, for me, it was a great system. And even though I didn't finish that generation on a PS4, like I moved over to Xbox just because from like with my Xbox and me and everything, like I became good friends with the host there, and like I joined them over there, but I still had PS4
multiple
there.
hosts.
It was still great, and then I rebought a PS4 because I remember I
He hasn't shaken you yet, Ames.
because I was like on
a host there for a while.
I
Yeah, you
finished
were.
obviously with Spider-Man and like The Last of Us and everything too. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep, Vitz, best.
For me, just reading this question of gaming system of choice, my first answer that I wrote down was polyhedral dice, but then I remembered it was video games.
The theater of imagination.
Exactly, yeah. I just put PS5 down, but like we spoke about this before. We're in a privileged position where I have access to a PC and a Switch and a PlayStation and things like that. So there isn't any wrong answer. So it's just the first one that comes to mind. If I'm in my living room and I'm playing on my TV, I'm using a PS5. That's where I tend to be most comfortable when I'm playing games and all the rest of it. So that's it. But literally, you can game on anything, and it's no less valid than anything else, kind of thing. So you do you.
Yeah, I also put a cute answer down at first, then deleted it, which was just like my board game table.
Yeah, exactly.
But like if this question had been worded favorite console, I would have said PS1,
Yeah.
easy all day of the week. But gaming system of choice is PC because some of my indie games come to Switch, some of my indie games come to PlayStation, some of my indie games come to Xbox.
But they
all of
all
them
come
come
to
to PC.
Yeah.
It's like I know I
No,
can find
100%.
them all on PC, so PC wins just for that.
It is the most versatile. Yeah, there is some finagling that you sometimes have to do.
But I can also
but
play
yeah.
old games, like not necessarily easily, but like I can play Deus Ex. Like,
Yeah.
again, game preservation is something I'm very, very passionate about, and PC handles it better than the big corporations. Whereas like I can get a hold of a lot of old games. I'm not talking about emulation. I'm talking about PC games.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
PC for me is just the winner. This was an interesting question to follow up best gameplay. A game everyone should play.
Dino Crisis.
Then you need to fucking sit down, Crisis, you fucking son of a bitch.
Take a shot, everybody.
I have listened to hours of this man complain about fixed camera angles.
And yeah, he says,
I just want to
Dino
say,
Crisis.
I just want to say, yeah, he says Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis, baby.
It's just that's it. No explanation.
That's
Dino
it.
Crisis.
Dino Crisis,
You
yeah.
play Dino Crisis.
Play it so we can convince Capcom to remake the fucker.
What about all those AutoCANs you made to fill in that survey? Like 1,000 people said we want Dino Crisis.
Dude, I did it 1,000 times. They're still ignoring me.
Vitz, a game everybody should play.
Everybody should give, if they have the means to, Elite Beat Agents a try on Nintendo DS. This was one of my favorite games of all time. For those who are unfamiliar, this is a rhythm game where essentially you're tapping on the bottom half of the DS in tune to a litany of pop songs, and this follows on from the Wendon games. Two of them came out in Japan. They are and remain the only two games which I've imported. And thanks to the Nintendo DS being not region locked, I was able to play those as well. Yeah, sure, the menus were difficult to navigate at first, but you get used to it. And it is just so much fun. And you go around playing as these this agency of cheerleaders, be they both female and male, and I'm sure everything in between as well. And you just go around helping people, and you get to vibe out to some fun songs. And hell yeah.
Nice. I struggled with this one, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't like doing blanket recommendations. So I was like, how do I even approach this question? And then again,
There's
it
the
was
person who bullied Vitz into playing.
no, I bullied him into that because I knew he would like it. There are people I would never recommend like Dragon 2 because I know they wouldn't enjoy it.
That's fair. That's fair.
So it's like, what's the closest I can get? And then it was kind of like I approached this question as a pick a game where it's like, look at what games can do. Like, this is what video games can do. And then like that didn't help because it turns out like there's millions of those, like Immortality, Tunic, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, so I looked up two squares and I said a Dark Souls, and I put an A because Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring. Pick your poison, and I think everybody should try those games. One of those.
Is that including the Demon Souls, or is that
no?
a different
Demon
kettle of
Souls
fish?
is a bit too esoteric.
Okay.
And I think Sekiro is a bit too specific.
Yeah.
Like the beauty of a Dark Souls is like that sort of flexibility to approach it your way, right? Like the video I just shared with you guys in Discord of the big laser thing. It's like someone, I did that when I was playing it, but it's like there's a lot of different approaches you can take. Like I say, at Dark Souls, I would lean more towards Elden Ring, just because it's the newest one. It's open world. It's a great example. It's a great approach to open world. It's because it's got that openness. It's like, I'm stuck here. You've got a million directions you can run in. But yeah, that was kind of the direction I took that question. It was so close to being Tears of the Kingdom, where I was like, look what games can do. But I went with a Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
If you say Dino Crisis again, Moody. Question 13.
Just looking. I do not.
A game you've played more than 5 times. I just meant for this next question.
This could be a lot of questions, a lot of responses here. But I went with one that I haven't mentioned yet. Pokemon Blue and Red. They're basically the same game, so Pokemon Blue and Red.
You've probably played each of those
Yellow
5
in there
times.
as well.
You've probably played Blue 5 times and Red 5 times.
Probably, yeah.
So would you recommend those over the kind of pseudo remakes in Fire Red and Leaf Green?
No, I would recommend those ones. They're
originals, okay.
They're a lot more friendlier.
Fair enough. Oh yeah.
I'd like to be able to recommend Violet, but I can't. One day, maybe. Vitz, a game you've played more than 5 times.
It's Portal 2, everybody. I love this game with all of my heart. It still makes you feel like the smartest person when you find the one and only solution. I know there's one particular room where I've managed to find a couple of different solutions, but it's still a brilliant tale that's told, and as you alluded to, on PC, it's still readily available to play, and it still runs fantastically well. Absolutely. And it's amazing, and I love this game, and every couple of years or so, I'll go back and I'll run through Portal 1 and Portal 2. But
give me a shout out when you do Portal 2. I'll do the co-op stuff. I've never played the co-op.
Oh, hell yeah. Neither have I. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. The part where he kills you is probably the hardest I've ever laughed at a video game.
Yes, where it gives you matches spike plates.
With it's like the combination of the voice line and the chapter title. I mean, it's just like it's just so good. Like,
it's such a shame that the VO kind of process kind of destroyed Stephen Merchant. Was like, nope, I'm never going to do video games ever again.
Again, that I have played more than 5 times. Like there was so many cop out answers to this. Like I've played so many multiplayer games that I could have just gone like Halo. Obvious, I probably did that in like an hour. So I avoided those. And then I was like, what game because I don't replay many games. If you take out the multiplayer games, what have I played more than 5 times? Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I've definitely played that more than 5 times. The original.
Yeah.
And I've loved it every time. I remember so much about that game. It's incredible considering how long that game is and how bad this memory is. It's all full of Final Fantasy VII.
There you go.
That's why nothing else goes in.
But hell yeah.
Crap. I'm back. Okay. Question 14. Current or most recent video game wallpaper? Moody.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Yeah, I've had that on
with
recently.
all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
all
red
the squad.
background. Yeah, I remember that one. I used to have a Mass Effect 2 poster. I should try and see if I can find that again. It's like an art print. It was really nice. Vitz, current or most recent wallpaper, video game wallpaper.
So, video game wallpapers aren't something that I've done recently. When I last did them, they were of the photos I took during Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that game, in places, is absolutely gorgeous, especially in its cutscenes and kind of the close-up details you get on character faces and things like that. and some of the locale shots are stunning, and they were those. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So my answer, apart from my phones, which I've shown off already in this podcast, so I'm making a Mass Effect video right now, and I changed my wallpaper for a visual gag in the video, and I haven't changed it back yet. So if I look slightly to my right, I can just see Rex in his little tuxedo from Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC, which is my current wallpaper. Please look forward to my long video about Mass Effect.
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe to Words About Games UK on YouTube.
I've got to admit, I laughed when I saw this question because I was like, oh yeah, it's still Rex in his tuxedo. Oops. 15. What's a game you're playing right now? Moody. Well, it says post a screenshot from a game you're playing right now, but don't post a screenshot. Just tell me what game.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
Yeah.
We all know that. Yeah, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right now. That's what I've been playing. I finished yesterday, and obviously I've been at work, so I haven't really technically played anything today, but yeah, it's my Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
It's playing right now. It's nebulous in that.
Vitz, what game? A game you're playing right now?
Tunic. Tunic is a game I've started recently. I'm saving Yakuza to do on stream because I think that's just more fun. But I started Tunic, took down my first boss. Because I'm an idiot, I tried to take him down with nothing but a stick. And then I was like, ooh, the hero's grave has a sword on the map or on the signpost. Maybe I should go there and get a sword.
Maybe this game's not hard. Maybe I'm just making it hard for myself.
Yeah, that's it. So Tunic is the game I'm playing at the moment.
Yeah.
Tunic is still. I love that. What I love about Tunic is that this is a game that I loved before Amy.
And then I fell way further down the rabbit hole when I finally got into it.
yeah, she did.
I'm not, like, the truth of the matter is, we spoke about it before. I haven't played any games in like a couple of weeks. So,
and that's fine too. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
The last game I played that wasn't a demo was Alan Wake 2 Night Springs, which we'll talk about next week. So
yeah.
Number 16, game with the best cutscenes.
Again, this could be really a lot of games, but I went with The Last of Us. I think The Last of Us has some of the best cutscenes out there. There's so many iconic scenes that was beautifully replicated in the show from last year as well. So yeah, The Last of Us for me.
Cool.
That's a great answer. I think to your point, there's several amazing cutscenes, as you said, like beautifully portrayed by Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey too in the show. There's several standout ones from part 2, which I'm looking forward to seeing. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Yeah.
Hey, Vitz.
Huh? Yeah.
Game with the best cutscenes.
It's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. For all the issues I have with that game, and they are many, the fidelity and just the craziness that's going on in the cutscenes still astounds me. And this is everything from the weapon jumping out from a Mako reactor to the first time the gang arrive at the Golden Saucer, and it's like a Bollywood montage and a Bollywood dance number of what's going on. Everybody magically knows all the dance moves, and it's amazing. And obviously, this builds on everything that went on in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it still blows my mind of what they managed to achieve in relatively short enough time. But that's what happens when you keep the team and you retain them and you look after them. You don't have to restart from scratch every 3 years or so.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Before I give my actual answer, shout out to the answer I put down sarcastically while I was trying to think of the actual answer, which is Command & Conquer Red Alert.
With Tim Curry.
With Tim Curry. Going to go to the one place that capitalism hasn't ruined. Space!
Yeah.
Unironically, love that cutscene. then I put my actual answer down, which was World of Warcraft. Those
Okay, yeah.
every single World of Warcraft cinematic is amazing. Like, it was hard to narrow it down from Blizzard games in general, but like, because they do banging cinematics.
Of course. Like, even for Overwatch and things like that. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like Overwatch was the one I put first, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, I really like those. Some of those World of Warcraft ones, though, especially when I played the game, and I was really invested in it. Like, yeah.
And then when everybody went to go see the movie, because it was like, oh, but just like those cutscenes. Then wait, what's this?
I was out long before that. So yeah, World of Warcraft, but Command and Conquer Red Alert close second. Question 17: favorite antagonist.
Okay, so yeah, I cheated. I have two.
There's no cheating.
So I went Vass from Far Cry 3 and Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. I think those two are some of the best antagonists out there. Vass, just because of how pure of a psychopath he is, and that everyone forgets that he's not technically the main villain of that game by the end of the game. And Handsome Jack, who is just... He was incredible. He was amazing. And like they've been trying to replicate that ever since him. That's why they went, oh, we're going to do a prequel sequel game where we have him in the game again. And obviously they dropped the ball massively with the third one with those two childlike influence characters they decided for the third game. But yeah, Handsome Jack and Vass, I think those two are just absolutely incredible. Like, Vass's scene when you first see him, do you know the definition of insanity is just pure incredible. It really
especially
is.
when you do the helicopter and then you can escape, and yeah, I remember that. That is a good one. Vitz, there's a chance we have the same answer here, I think.
I don't think so, because I put Ganondorf down.
Interesting. No. Okay.
So this is particular the iteration from Tears of the Kingdom. For what you go through with that game, and there's a particular moment during the final encounter with them that will stay with me for the rest of time, because I did not expect it, and it blew my mind. But even from the cutscenes that you experience when you collect the Dragon Tears, and you find out everything that their kind of motivations going backwards and how they just went about things. It just really resonated with me in terms of like Tears was is the second kind of 3D Zelda that I've ever played, kind of thing. So in the previous titles, Gandalf wasn't even there, or they're there, but you don't necessarily get the context of what they're doing, because you don't know cutscenes and all the rest of it. So this is the first time I really got to know that person, and obviously Matt Mercer did an amazing job voicing them as well. So yeah, that was mine.
Yeah, Ganondorf's been around a while. Mine was GLaDOS.
Yes,
Super
that
easy
was
yeah,
that was going to be on my list as well.
When I thought about it, yeah, it was when you were talking about Portal. I was like, we may have the same answer here. Yeah, no, it's GLaDOS. She's just the most entertaining villain I've ever fought, air quotes, fought in a video game. Like, very memorable. Even in Portal 2, where, not technically the villain. It probably has the most memorable entrance in Portal 2.
This is true, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was GLaDOS.
Hell yeah.
Number 18, favorite protagonist. Moody is muted again.
Lee Everett from Telltale's The Walking Dead. I thought he was just an incredible character, who just you just wanted to do right by him, knowing that he has had a dark past and everything, but it's just we gotta just push forward and everything, and try and get past what you've done and just protect this little girl who is also an incredible character as well. And you do the best you can with him. And Lee Everett, yeah, he's one of the best characters ever written for me personally.
I've played that game in so long.
I'm replaying them now slowly. I'm on the third episode, and it's just replaying. It's just God, this is such a good game, man.
Hell yeah, it is.
And it just sucks even more that the company the old company is no longer around, which kind of sucks.
Sure, I agree.
Especially with what happened to him, how it happened was just,
yeah.
yeah.
Vitz, favorite protagonist.
So this one may come across as a bit of a cop-out. Originally, I put the narrator from Baldur's Gate 3, but then I did put Tav, who is, for those who don't know, is the kind of character that you play. Obviously, you can embody them with whatever kind of character you want to build on those. But the everything that they go through. So I first took a look at kind of characters which in the traditional sense, so the ones from Sony first party titles or their third person action games or whatnot, and it's kind of okay, they're all terrible people for a better sense. So whether they be like Nate Drake or Joel or Ellie or for those kind of things. And Tam is the one that just spoke to me as the protagonist from Baldur's Gate 3. So that's my answer.
It's good. No, it's a good answer. Sorry, I was just thinking, do we need to hold a seminar at PlayStation Studios about narrative dissonance? You just list them all at once. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, Tav's a good choice. I mean, it's basically just you, right? In D&D, so it's hard to argue with that. I like my Tav a lot. I look forward to replaying the game and making all of the same choices.
Yes.
I sort of looked at this and I was like, yeah, I could choose some of my favorite like main characters, but then I was like, but this is the medium of video games. Like you get to control it. I was like, so my sort of thought process is like, what protagonist playable protagonist is like the closest to like player agency or player will, and then. Like I started, like this metal music started coming up in my head, and before I knew it, I looked down at my phone and it said the Doomslayer.
Yes.
I was like, the gap between the gap between like player motivation and character motivation is basically non-existent. Kill demons.
Hell yeah.
So that was where I ended up with favorite protagonist. I was like, he's a simple guy. He just wants to kill all the demons, and you know what? So did I.
Really?
We're on the same page. Number 19. A game setting
getting up there, yeah.
you wished you lived in. I asked Keith this one.
Here you go, Pallet Town. I was going to call it, yeah.
Pallet Town. Pallet Town, baby. I am a Kanto Pokemon master. I've stated this on all the time. I love the first gen games and the first gen Pokemon. It's the one I grew up with and everything. And yeah, Pokemon. That's what I would go for.
Nice, makes sense.
Oh yeah. Moody's going to be one of the only adults running around that place.
No, everyone in Pokemon does Pokemon. Pokemon World does Pokemon. It's kind of weird.
Facts. Absolute facts.
But Moody would be the best, like no one ever was. So
hell yeah, he would.
I feel like if he was in a Pokemon like universe. Vitz, a game setting you wish you lived in.
I went for Eorzea, which you may know is the realm on the world that Final Fantasy XIV is based in. I spent many, many hours there, and from all of the regions that you go through, and this is outside of the places we go through with the various expansions, but even from like Oldar and just hearing the music that comes from there, and a lot of it is kind of soundtrack based as well, because in my mind, when you go there, the music that plays in that region is going to be playing in your head. And yeah, that's the place that is so diverse and so vibrant, and there's so many things to do, not only with what you can do in terms of combat and things, but like job classes and traits you can do, and the customization you can do for your character, and you can be whoever you want to be and all the rest of it. And that's the place where I want to live. I'm a sign of the Seventh Dawn, wanting to protect Eorzea and all the people.
Nice. So I've answered this question once before on this channel. Me and Keith did a video, and so I'm going to give a different answer than I did that time. But I do want to highlight.
What was your answer?
I do want to highlight Keith's overall answer first, because it's psychotic. So
that sounds like Keith.
The question was framed as like, you're not like the hero, you're not the protagonist, you're just you as you are now in a world. Which world would you want to live in? And he said Azeroth. And I went,
oh my god,
that is literally the world of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live there? And his answer did not satisfy me. He was like, "You're gonna die in like a week."
You know where you are? You're an Azeroth. You're gonna
You're an
die.
Azeroth, baby. My answer to that question on that day was Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
Because
Right.
I yearn for the simple life. So that's my. I'm gonna give a cop out answer because it's from a book that was made into one of the greatest films of all time. That's been in plenty of games. The Shire from Lord of the Rings. I want to live there, man.
Just in the hobbit hole.
I want to live in a hobbit hole. I want to drink at the pub every night, dance and sing songs, and hit my head off chandeliers like Ian McKellen did. Like, and I don't feel like I need to explain why.
Which wasn't scripted. He just actually
Yeah, he just
bonked his
actually
head
hit his
around.
head. Yeah.
Just rolled with it. It was brilliant.
Number 20, favorite genre. Don't know why I did
An
say
adventure / adventure, basically. I like adventure games and everything like that. Like a lot of the games I think I've shouted off are basically all those type of genres, basically, for the most part. So yeah, that's the one I would mostly. Those are the ones that I mostly aim for.
Nice. Good
Oh,
call.
yeah.
Good call. Vitz.
I know a lot of people expected me to say driving / racing games, but the answer I put down was role playing games, just RPGs in general. So whether they're JRPGs or otherwise kind of thing. That is where I get the most invested anytime where I'm not pedaling a car and trying to make it go fast kind of thing. But as we've gone on many times on this podcast, I can't seem to find one that's good for me or my soul. So RPGs is where I'm going. So I like getting invested in those worlds where there's a lot to do and there's lots of social interaction to do with various different characters and things. And that's where my happy place is.
And definitely isn't racing games. I can tell you that much. That's not what class is.
It's only going to take such few minute changes to make it the happy place, the happiest place on
The
earth.
happiest place on earth.
They choose not to.
I think that's copyrighted.
Yeah.
Like there was so many answers I could give to this. Everybody knows I like a wide variety of video game genres. I put down immersive sims.
Yeah, that'd be my answer for you. Yeah.
It turns out that the one that I get the least is the one that I want the most.
You might get a little bit in Perfect Dark. We don't know.
Who knows? I'm not holding out hope. You get a few every now and again, and then it's like you have to like sustain yourself on those for a long time. But yeah, immersive sims. I just like pushing boundaries in a game. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, your door's locked? Well, I've got a gun. Kabam, the door's gone. Like, more games need to do shit like that, man.
Hell yeah.
Check. Number 21. We've got about 17 minutes left.
Best story.
Best story.
I've stated this on many occasions for myself. Like when this game
Dino
came
Crisis.
out, I was literally saying, give this game all the Oscars, because if this was a film, it would win all the Oscars. The Last of Us Part 2. I think it is perfect in storytelling. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You go through so many emotions. And I think it's just a masterclass in storytelling. I really did. I thought it was just amazing.
It definitely took some risks, and having just kind of multiple stories happening at once with different denouements happening at different times and not when you expect. I think the kind of there was a natural ending point to that game, and the game kept on going with a new area, new villains, or not new villains, but a new kind of faction to take on. And I was like, okay, all right, you're kind of saying you're welcome here, but on the whole, I agree with you. That's a great choice. My pick for this game, given we've got a few minutes left, Vember, pure and simple.
Oh no, don't speed up that much, but yeah. I just thought I just thought it was worth mentioning.
No, it's fine. Vember's my pick for the reasons I spoke about earlier. This is an experience that will stay with me for a lifetime, and it's one of these where not only do you feel seen, it's you can relate to it in every single facet. And if you haven't checked out Vember, then fix that in your life.
That's something you look inward.
Yes.
If you haven't played Vember.
Uh-huh.
For me, my answer was Silent Hill 2. I think my answer's been Silent Hill 2 for 20 plus years. I don't think it's ever going to change. At this point,
He might do with this remake.
At this point, I've given up hope on it ever changing.
Yeah.
Video game writers, you have disappointed me for 2 decades. Fix it. I'm just kidding. But no, I think it's a testament to when Silent Hill 2 came out that the writing was that good, because, you know, games weren't known for writing in those days. Like, subtle storytelling, no, forget about it. You don't get subtle storytelling. You barely get storytelling in a lot of games. And Silent Hill 2, like, plays like a game way ahead of its time in terms of how it told its story. And I think it holds up really well today. The remake will not ruin anything for me. Because I'm just going to play
The original still exists,
again.
absolutely. You're just going to hug that box with all your heart.
Exactly. And yeah, that was one of the easier questions for me to answer, as it turns out.
Yeah.
This one also had a surprisingly easy answer when I really thought about it. Number 22, a sequel that disappointed you. Disappointed was the key word there for me.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Ooh, this
that
is the
the
third in the
it's the
the third one. Yeah.
I can't stand this game. For me, it's just this game made me not finish it. I was so not enjoying myself and not enjoying Lara Croft as a character, because I think she's amazing in the first 2 games. I think she's so well written and such a great character. Here, she's a bitch. And I hated her so much. I was like, there was a time I think a bit in the game, I was like, what the fuck? She was just nasty and just not a good character, that I was just like, I am not liking you. And I let her die a few times. On purpose.
Yeah, and you were giving me the side eye for shooting Ashley.
I didn't give you side eye. I've done that before.
If you remember, dear listener, the way that Lara died in that game was vicious every single time.
I hated
she
that.
would get impaled. She would get decapitated. It was too much.
In all 3 of those remake games, I was just like, why?
Yeah. It's like,
Why
do you
did
hate
you
women?
do that?
Is that what's going on here? Yeah.
No, but yeah, this was just like, apparently, I openly admit I didn't finish this game because like I was just not enjoying myself whatsoever. And apparently she's better by the end. I'm just like, I don't care.
That's like saying, no, stick with the game. It gets good 30 hours in. Like, man, fuck off.
I did get through that game, but it was a slog. I will say that much.
I never played it, so.
Yeah. So we've come to the time of the show where which racing game is Vitz going to pick? Because we've got a couple. The one
You've
I'm
only
gonna...
got 10 minutes, Vitz.
Yeah, no, this isn't soapbox time. We've still got like 8 questions to get through.
I'm pushing the soapbox away. The one I'm going to go for is Grid 2. So this was the follow-up to Race Driver Grid by Codemasters, and they fumbled this title so hard. Race Driver Grid was incredible. It came out in 2008, the original, and then everybody was really excited. This is going to be the follow-up. It's going to add so much, and the physics were so bad that Codemasters went down in my estimation so much to a place where they will never ever get redeemed. It doesn't matter what they do or what they do. That game broke my heart.
Wow.
I was so excited for this game, and it disappointed me so much that Codemasters in the bin.
Mine's an interesting one because I don't necessarily think it's a bad game, but it definitely disappointed me like a lot. Like, it's not even the worst. The game before it was worse, but the sequel that disappointed me the most was Deus Ex: Human Revolution. Because wow, like I didn't get to play this game straight away, like when it came out, and I played Deus Ex and I played Deus Ex: Invisible War. Deus Ex is one of the greatest games ever made. Deus Ex Invisible War is the most at all times, and I don't know whether it's good or not, and I never will be able to answer that question. And then I got to listen, Deus Ex is back! Oh, it's just like the immersive Sims of old. And I feel like that set me up for the most titanic of falls when I played this game, because it's not anything like Deus Ex. And I feel like if I hadn't have had my standards raised that far, I might have been able to get through the game and go, you know what, that was a fun RPG and I had a good time with it. But I went in expecting Deus Ex, and I did not get Deus Ex. It is nothing like Deus Ex, and it's probably a bit unfair of me to hold it against the game, but I do. I'm petty like that sometimes. And yeah, Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Awesome.
Why does it have dialogue choices? It doesn't need dialogue choices. They don't do anything. Sorry. Why can't you break any of the windows?
Put the soapbox away.
Number 23, best art style. I don't know where to fucking go.
In general or game?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, pixel art. I'm a sucker for pixel art games. I always have been. I think, you may get the great 4K ultra high definition, blah blah blah. All this. Give me a good pixel art game any day, and I'll eat that and gobble it all up easily.
Check out Pipsqueak then. you will love it.
Yeah. The thing with like this game has the most realistic graphics is if you ever tried playing those games 10 years later.
Oh yeah. Like photorealism doesn't hold up 10 years later in no way, shape, or form.
Vitz, best art style.
So I went with best art style in a game for this interpretation of this question, and for me it's Persona 5. This game oozes art, it oozes style, and it commits 100% with what it's trying to go for. And Metaphor Real Fantasia looks like it's taken that to another level with what it's trying to do. But it's Persona 5 for me.
That's a good answer, because I didn't know where the fuck to go with this one. I was like, art style? And then I was thinking of games that I really like the art style of, and I was like, I don't even know what you call that. Like, Persona 5 crossed my mind, and I was like, but what do you call that art style? Jazz?
Do you like jazz?
Is that it? Persona-like? And then in the end, I settled on an actual art style, which is hand-drawn art.
Nice.
I think I really just love how distinctive all of the hand-drawn art stuff is. So that was where I landed. I took the art style approach like Moody did instead of the game approach. Because it was I was thinking of the art style of Bloodborne, but that's not really the art style, it's the theme. So I had a lot of trouble with this question.
Yeah.
Number 24, favorite classic title. I'm fascinated to know how everyone approached this question.
what defines classic? As in its age, or that it's it's how much revered? I don't know. So
I went age. When I think classic, I go age. I won't lie for how old it is. For me, Final Fantasy now.
Nice.
Easily. I remember getting that game, and I played it. I remember getting that game and played it and completed it twice within a week, and that was between Boxing Day and New Year's Day.
Hold on, twice in a week?
Yeah,
a week?
Well, not even a week. It's really 6 days. That.
How?
That's not a lot of hours.
Yeah, I didn't really move out of my room.
Like family? What family? No.
Something like that. What food?
I'm shocked.
I basically slept for I didn't realize I did it. I just did it. I just woke up and I was just back on it. And I was so hooked in that, but I was also damn man, I could have done better there. Gotta start again. Because I finished the game on level 49 or something, really low, and I was somehow I've beat this thing, but I did it. And then by the end of it, then I did it again, and I was fucking level 60 odd. Fucking come on, bastard, I'm gonna twat you even harder now. And I was yeah, we loved it.
Vitz. My mind is blown. I have to move on.
I went with Street Fighter 2 for this one. Everything from how iconic it is to Yoko Shimomura's soundtrack that
so
she
much
composed.
About this game in my last video.
Yeah, 100%. And so obviously you're more than versed in why this game is special. And while I'm not very good at it, it still holds place in my heart.
I'm never releasing the footage. I tried to capture me playing this game. Oh, that's a cool pick. That's a good one for classic, because I feel I used to see it everywhere because you saw the arcade machine at the leisure center or the arcades and stuff. That's a good one. For me, I was what is because I've mentioned classic games already throughout the answers to this question. So I was what even is a classic game? So I was okay, clear my mind. what is the classic game in my head? And Myst was the one that came up.
Hey, that's a great answer.
Yeah, because it was like, this was probably the first mainstream crossover hit for video games. Like, the fucking two brothers who made it did a Gap advert.
Yeah.
It was in The Simpsons before Mario and everything. So I was like, yeah, Myst. Like, it's what a fucking great game. But like, it was the first one where it's like, I feel like the game design was so well done. People who didn't know how to play video games played Myst, and then played nothing else apart from maybe the sequel. So I was like, yeah, that's where my mind went with like the classic video game.
Hell yeah.
I need to play that again. I've forgotten all the puzzle solutions. It'll be like a new game. Number 25, a game on your list to play. One game on your list to play.
In honor of Vitz. Baldur's Gate 3.
Hell yes.
Well played.
Now, is this to play or you will play?
I feel like I have to put Baldur's Gate 3 there.
There you go.
It doesn't mean I'm going to get to it yet.
It just says to play.
It does say to play. Yeah, that's fine. Oh hell yeah! I think you're.
You have access to it on PC whenever you want.
There you go.
I do, and I am getting a better graphics card this week, so
am I.
Funny how that works.
It's weird how that works. Like, I told Ryan about the graphics card, and he instantly just went, Sea of Thieves. And I was like, you read my mind. No, that's a good answer. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. Vitz, a game on your list to play.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
As soon as we,
I feel like I'm responsible for that.
Yeah, a little bit.
far really.
Yeah, I feel like we caused that. Should have seen that.
Yeah, after we reviewed it and basically gave it the highest praises.
I mean, I could have closed my eyes, threw a dart, hit 100 games. But I thought, like,
that's just with one dart.
Yeah, that's just with one dart. I played Pokemon for the first time, really enjoyed it. Played Half-Life for the first time this year, really enjoying that. And then I thought, okay, what other classic franchise we want to play? Mario.
There you go.
Which one? Who knows? We'll find out when we get there. But yeah, I think like in terms of like my big franchises that I've never played, Mario's the next one. Mario's the next one on the list that I want to get to. So I went with Mario. I don't know which one.
Awesome.
I might start with Wonder, like
Wonder's a great shout.
Phil's obsessed with the idea of me playing like the original ones, and it's like, I mean, I could and I probably enjoy them, but like Wonder's right there.
You know what Phil's like? He has to start right at the beginning of the very first thing involved and then work his way up and everything. You don't have to listen to it. Just do what you want.
I'm going to play Odyssey and Wonder. Fuck all of the other games.
When I first got my Switch, because it was my first Nintendo home console, because I had like a Game Boys and DSs and whatnot, the very first thing I did play was the original Super Mario Brothers.
I played the first two levels of that because I needed footage of Super Mario Brothers for my crediting video. So I had Switch Online. I played the first two levels, and then stopped. So I have played Mario.
I had to look a guide for how to get through 8-4 because I didn't have the time to be like going, oh, you have to go through this pipe and then go through this pipe. Yeah, I didn't have time to do any of that.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to play it. I've seen speedruns of Mario, and it's like you have to like choose the thing, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that, man. That sounds bad. That sounds like 80s.
Especially
game
as
design.
The levels are timed as well. So if you choose one, and you lose life, and you have to go back to the start and all the rest of it. So yeah.
Oh, actually, we played Bowser's Fury as well. The game with Bowser and the thing. Yeah.
You did.
That, yeah.
Mario 3D World. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah. What's next? Number 26, best voice acting.
Best voice acting.
Again, this.
If there's not a crossover here, I'll be shocked.
What?
If there's not a crossover somewhere between the three of us, I'm actually going to be surprised.
Okay. I haven't shouted this game out. I've shouted the rest out of the company. So the Uncharted series, Uncharted, I think had incredible voice acting. From
Nolan North.
Nolan North, yeah. Troy Baker at the end.
Yeah. Laura Bailey. No, Claudia Black. Yeah, that cast is. Yeah, that cast is stacked. Hell yeah. Yeah, no bad calls there. I went with Ashley Johnson. I could have easily gone for Laura Bailey as well for the amazing work that she did, especially as Abby and as Nadine Ross in Uncharted as well. But yeah, Ashley Johnson is my pick for everything that she's done with Ellie. I don't think anyone has embodied a character more than what she has done.
I think she was the geeky girl from Recess.
She was in the
Yeah.
she was in the first Avengers film for like 2 minutes.
She was, yeah. She served like Captain America. It was like,
Captain
ooh, are they going to
America
have a little
saved her.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, call me at the end. While everyone was saying that to him, but either way.
Yeah. Troy and Ashley is Joel and Ellie. It's a package deal.
Yep.
You don't get one without the other. In The Last of Us, they made that game.
They sure
That's
did.
true. Like, yeah, like I've already shouted them out basically with the games already. That's why I didn't really say to them. But yeah, the Uncharted. I think Uncharted was like great as well. So
Told you that was a cross.
like
It's gonna be a
Nolan in The
crossover
Last
somewhere.
of Us as well. So it's like they're all literally crossing over.
I told you.
Literally, I almost went Mass Effect as well because like the Mass Effect, I think they've got
I almost
good
went
voice
Jen
actors
Hill,
in there as
like
well.
for sure.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and I think,
100%.
but I pushed that aside because I was like, I've played this trilogy 3 times in the last year.
I'm kind of sick of it right now.
Like maybe just like push that out for a second. And number 27, most epic scene.
Most epic scene.
so many.
I mean, where do we even go with this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go from this one, Mass Effect 2's opening.
Ooh.
That is insane. Especially when you finish the first one, you just like, all right, now we've got the sequel. Let's go.
And then
I'm gonna
she
take
did.
this awesome crew with me and everything. What the fuck have they just done to me?
Absolutely.
Am I dead? Am I dead? What the fuck? Am I dead?
I was more upset about the Normandy than I was about Shepard. I'm not gonna lie.
I never liked the first Normandy.
I know obviously Cerberus is the quote
Bad
unquote
guys,
evil,
yeah.
but that is my favorite design of the Normandy SR2 is that one.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I love the redesign. Sorry, Amy.
I like all of them. Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
I know.
I've got a model of the second one. Like,
Yeah, I was so wanting to get one of those. When I was at EGX, I was thinking, there it is, there it is, there it is. Oh no, my wallet.
Yes.
It's already gone.
But no, that's a hell of an opening scene. That's a great shout.
yeah,
Yeah.
Vitz.
Mine is the sequence from the Honeybee Inn from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Fuck.
This is the scene, friends, where Cloud is making his way up on stage and has a dance number with Andy, the proprietor of the Honeybee Inn. And in my playthrough, at least, Aerith was there. And it's the most amazing thing ever. And there's an element of cross-dressing that happens because he's being dolled up for the Don's kind of bridal contest kind of messed up thing. But yeah, Cloud is so pretty at the end of this. And the dance number is amazing. And I love everything about that.
I want to change mine instead of Vitz's answer.
Yes.
How did I forget that happened? I suppose we only gave ourselves a few days to think of stuff for this. Ah, damn it! That's such a good answer. My answer sucks.
What's your answer?
I've got two.
Doesn't
I
matter
couldn't
now.
separate. Like I was like thinking like epic, and I was like, okay, but I went badass, like cool, you know, kind of thing. And I got two. One is from Halo 2. It's the thing they used as the trailer, and it was so badass. It was still awesome when it came up in the game. It's where you give the Covenant back their bomb. It's so absurdly over the
Hell
top.
yeah.
Then when Master Chief's all like, permission to leave the station. What for? And then he's just like, to give the Covenant back their bomb. And then he opens the doors and jumps out with it. It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
I love it. And the second one was from Portal 2, where you shoot the moon with a portal gun.
Oh, yes. Like all the journey up there of Cave Johnson telling you about the different goos and what they
Yep.
do and the gels and things. Yeah.
And then the roof and the
100%.
moon, and you just shoot, and it's just like epic.
The space. That's right. Yeah, we're in space.
Number 28. I don't know why I'm T-posing. Favorite game developer.
Naughty Dog. I love Naughty Dog games. I'm marked for them. I won't lie. They haven't done anything wrong for me in game wise.
I was going to say,
I have to be very, yeah. So yeah.
I think all of our answers are going to have to come with that caveat.
Yeah, they come with this caveat. Yeah, that's a great shout. Mine was Atlas. I really enjoy what they've done with the Persona series. Granted, I've only ever dipped into Persona 5. But yeah, obviously from what I hear about Persona 3 and Persona 4 and whatnot, that is mine, and I will go to bat for anything that they put out.
Nice. If you asked me this question every day for a month, I'd probably give you a different answer every day.
Different answer, yeah.
Today's answer is Remedy Entertainment.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Because I love what they do, but I also love the fact that they just make the games they want to make. Like, no one is telling them what to do. And they are taking no notes from anyone on any of their games.
Epic buy them and then they get told what to do.
Yeah, sure, but right now, they're just doing whatever the fuck. Like, I just played Night Springs. Night Springs is fucking weird for a Remedy game. Not even just like...
Yeah, but...
Remedy have raised the bar of weird, and then they raised it again just for fun.
But Amy, show me the champion of light, and I'll show you the herald of darkness. Exactly. That's a win right there.
Yeah. Question 29. A game you were surprised you liked.
I haven't shouted this one out yet. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Nice.
Never played Dragon Age in my life. Heard it was good. Went fine. Try it. Boom. Yeah, it was good. So yeah.
And now you're the most excited for the Veil card.
Even more excited
It's
than me.
amazing.
I've played 3 Dragon Ages.
Hell yeah. Mine? 2 words. Foul tarnished. I am so surprised that I got into Elden Ring. Never played a Souls-born game in my life, kind of thing, and obviously everyone was going crazy about Elden Ring. So I was like, you know what? It was actually Lauren. So she wanted it for her birthday, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yes." Okay then. And then she found it a little bit too tough. So I was like, "Okay, I'll start a game." And then I got really into it, and I checked last week on my character. I'm level 199, 83 hours in. So yeah, I think I liked it.
Yeah, that sounds like you might have liked it. I've got a similar origin story actually. We were in lockdown. It was my birthday. I decided to stream a game, and I was like, you know what will be fun for everyone else if I play Bloodborne, because then they can just laugh at me getting mad at a game for like a few hours. And what happened instead was I just ended up getting really into it.
Yeah, you fell in love.
I pranked myself, and I never looked back. It's a good shout. I've got 2 answers. It's more like I got into these games in genres that I don't like, and I've tried multiple games in this genre, but for some reason, the one specific game is like the only thing that I like. And the first one, or the one specific game series, and the first one is The Sims.
Okay, yeah.
Specific. If you want to get a specific one, The Sims 3. That was my favorite one, but I like all of them.
When it's not installing bits on your CD.
When it's not fucking around with my hard drives. And the other one is Forza Horizon. Specifically,
ooh, that's a great shout. Yeah.
Like, I don't like driving games. Like that. Like, like Micro Machines and stuff. Yeah, well, good. Don't really class those as the
wheels.
same genre.
What up?
But like, I don't like driving games. But I played Forza Horizon and I was like, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
And it surprised the hell out of me. The final question. The only question.
The final countdown.
Number 30. Favorite game of all time. What a fucking dumbass question. Like I've got one.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have one anymore. Like, my go-to answer is always Final Fantasy 9. Like, I won't lie there, but I have to shout these 2 out as well, and that's The Last of Us Part 2 and Life is Strange: True Colors. Like, I adore all 3 of those games, and the Mass Effect trilogy. Like, I love them all. Like, they are quirky and awesome in all in their unique ways. There are pain in the ass parts in all of them in all unique ways, and they're amazing games that I love. So
Hell yeah. For me, of course, and this goes to everybody kind of thing. There's many, many different answers. The one I've got down here is Gran Turismo 4. I think a lot of that plays down to the time that it came out for me, my life, and my development to who I am today, kind of thing. And that game is special to me. And yes, it has its flaws like all Gran Turismo do, kind of thing. But it is still the one that I pine for, and I want Gran Turismo 7 to be more like. And for me, when I think back on it, it's I think of that game most fondly.
Cool. Why 4 specifically? Yeah. Is it because of the timing of it coming out?
Yeah. So I got back into gaming after during more the tail end of the PS2, so 2003. So kind of middle of PS2. So yeah, GT4 was the first Gran Turismo title which I was there for day one, and studying at uni, studying motorsport management, and all of my friends were into racing games and things, and it was one of the times when I was like, oh shit, I'm pretty good at this. I'm not rubbish. I'm not last, as it were, kind of thing. And then I was like, okay, for the longer races, we're going to get everybody together. We're going to take stints. We're going to hand the controller to everybody. And then that was the first game I bought a wheel for. And that just took things to another level. And it was the breadth of cars and tracks that you had in that game. It was kind of what do you fancy driving today, rather than, okay, there's only this amount of tracks and this amount of races. You could do whatever you want in that game. And it was a game that never ended. And it was special. So at that time, 2004, all the cars in that game were of the current era. So it wasn't being held back by licensing of, we're not able to get the cars from Japan, from Super GT series, because, there's a 6-year waiting list in order to get licenses like there are these days, kind of things. And yeah, it was just special.
Nice. Again, it's like the developer answer for me. It's like, if you ask me this question every day for the next 30 days, I'll probably give you 30 answers. Today's answer is Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
Probably because the TV show wasn't that long ago.
And you was like, you sons of bitches.
Like, you
did it again.
Bastard. I love Fallout New Vegas. It's like the quest structure, the 3-act structure of the story, just the quest design and the world design, and how the quests push you to go everywhere in the world, rather than it be like that Fallout 3 like aimless wandering. Like, you're not going to find this unless you wander through the world. It's like Fallout New Vegas has quests which is like, no, go there. And then like it pulls you through like this big open world in just a really organic way. That like I can't help but love the adventure you go on in that game. And a million other different reasons why I love Fallout New Vegas, but that's the main one. It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. I'm sure Moody and you both already know that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
Skosh.
Yeah.
Done.
Every time I think about it, I think about reinstalling it, and one day it's going to happen, and you're not going to see me for a couple of weeks.
And that, friends, is the end of the list. We did it.
30 questions. 30 video game questions. We answered them all truthfully, honestly, and factually.
Some of those questions are more stupid than others.
Some of those questions were a bit dumb, but we answered those too.
Yeah, we did. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. We should have. We need to give each other high fives when we. I'll high five Moody this week for myself, and then I'll high five him for you, and then when I see you in September, I'll high five you from him.
That's it.
And then, yeah. Perfect. It's a great system. I don't see how I can
Sounds
fail.
like it.
I surprised myself with some of these answers when I sat down to really think about them. Which is always nice. I still have some surprises left in me. But that's going to do it for episode 400 and whatever the fuck, I haven't updated the document, is the Words About Games podcast. Thank you very much. Yeah, don't care. Thank you very much for watching this podcast. Moody, could you take us to the end?
Hey, what's up, everybody? You know what you did today? You made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. Be proud, because we are all proud of you. You are special, and you deserve the absolute best. You are truly good enough because you are doing great. We all believe in you. One step at a time, one day at a time, one dream at a time. Jump up and high five the sky because you made it. Live long and prosper. And as always, fuck the Tories.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Election day in
Peace.
2 weeks. See you later.
Yeah.